In the green heart of the Basque Country, there is a place where the noise of modern soccer does not exist. No headlines, no cameras, no pressure. This is exactly where Xabi Alonso chose to live. Not to hide, but to think clearly. Because far from the stadiums, who he really is reveals itself. Not a man of emotion, but an architect of control. This calm explains more about him than any match of his career. And this is precisely where the story behind one of soccer's sharpest minds begins. Xabi Alonso was born on November 25th, 1981, in Tolosa, a place where soccer was never loud. In his parental home, it wasn't about headlines or admiration, but about attitude. His father, Perico Alonso, had won major titles and experienced the harshness of professional soccer. But that was precisely why they didn't talk about fame at home, but about responsibility, about respect, and about the right understanding of the game. Early on, Xabi learned that soccer is not a sequence of actions, but a chain of decisions. Every pass had weight, every movement had consequences. Before he learned to speed up the game, he learned to calm it down. This mindset shaped him deeply. His training began in a small, demanding youth academy and continued at Real Sociedad. There, it wasn't his physicality that stood out, but his calm, his clarity, and his sense of space and time. After a short but formative step abroad, he returned, not as a talent, but as a player with unusual maturity. In the professional team, he was the one who created order, controlled tempo, and took responsibility. Without being loud, he began to lead the game. At Real Sociedad, Xabi Alonso was not the flashiest player, but quickly became the most important. He organized the game, slowed it down when necessary, and accelerated it at the right moment. His decisions rarely seemed spectacular, but they dictated the rhythm of the entire team. It was this clarity that made him interesting beyond national borders. In 2004, the move to Liverpool FC followed. In England, Alonso got to know a new dimension of soccer: higher pace, constant pressure, less room for error. But instead of adapting, he began to control the game around him. He led without gestures, without volume, solely through passes and positioning. His calm became a stable point in an environment that was constantly under tension. 2009 came the next step with the move to Real Madrid, a club where mistakes are not forgiven. It was there that his true strength showed. Alonso became the balance of the team, the player who connected everything. He made others better without pushing himself into the spotlight. He also left his mark with the Spanish national team. He played in major tournaments, scored decisive goals, and remained consistently present in the most important moments. Whether defensive or organizing, his role remained the same: clarity, control, and vision. Step by step, this career formed not just a successful player, but a thinker of the game. In the middle of the Basque Country, between the sea and rolling hills, stands a house that does not want to stand out. It does not rise above the landscape, but fits quietly into it. Just like its inhabitant, it seeks no attention, but balance. Far from the constant noise of professional soccer, this place offers what has always been crucial for him: silence, clarity, and time to think. The building follows a modern, clean architecture. White facades, straight lines, and clearly defined volumes characterize the exterior appearance. Large glass surfaces span both floors and open the house completely to the surrounding nature. Light plays a central role here. It floods the rooms, creates openness, and reinforces the feeling of calm and order. The outdoor area is deliberately kept simple. An elongated pool runs parallel to the house and is oriented directly toward the sea. Wooden terraces and natural green areas frame it without dominating the view. There are no superfluous elements, only space to sit, breathe, and observe. On the upper floor, a wide terrace stretches along the facade, protected by glass railings that offer privacy without limiting the view. Inside, the living room, dining area, and kitchen combine into an open space. High ceilings and large windows allow daylight to flow freely. The color palette remains calm. White, gray, and natural wood create warmth without clutter. Furniture and decoration are reduced. Every element seems deliberately chosen. This house tells no story of luxury, but of consistency. It reflects the life of a person who values control, balance, and inner peace above all else. Even with his vehicles, Xabi Alonso follows the same logic as in his life overall. No collection intended to impress, but decisions that fit a calm, orderly, everyday life. Each car serves a clear purpose. The Audi A7 Sportback stands for balance and comfort, a vehicle for longer trips, quiet in handling, stable on the road. Its international market value lies between approximately $75,000 and $90,000, depending on the equipment. A sober choice that doesn't stand out, but accompanies. Much more personal is the classic Porsche 911. It follows no modern luxury logic, but stands for respect for history and driving feel. Depending on the year of manufacturing condition, well-preserved models reach prices between $130,000 and $220,000 or even more. This car is not a necessity, but a conscious connection to the essence of driving. For everyday life, the Audi Q5 plays a central role. Robust, spacious, and reliable, suitable for family and daily routes between city and nature. Its value moves roughly between $55,000 and $65,000. Here too, it's not about status, but about functionality and safety. This selection shows no desire for excess. It shows consistency, vehicles that are used, not exhibited. Exactly how he organizes his life out of the public eye. Over many years at the top of European soccer, Xabi Alonso, step by step, built a stable economic foundation. His income did not arise in short moments, but over a long period of consistent performances at the highest level. Contracts at top international clubs, performance-related bonuses, and successes in major competitions formed the foundation. During his time in England, his annual salaries were around $6.5 million. In addition, there were bonus payments for sporting successes, which added up to $2 million per year depending on the season. This phase marked the beginning of his financial consolidation. The move to Spain in 2009 represented the largest economic step of his career. There, his annual income rose to about $9.5 million, supplemented by additional bonuses for national and international titles. In total, his earnings during this time amounted to more than $55 million. Appearances for the national team also contributed to the overall picture. Bonuses, tournament fees, and performance-related payments led to additional income of around $8 million. This was supplemented by selected advertising contracts and image rights, which brought in about $5 million over his entire career, always without a major media presence. Today, his net worth is estimated at approximately $20 million, not an extreme figure for a world star, but a clear sign of planning, restraint, and long-term thinking. With economic stability, Xabi Alonso's need to give back a part of what soccer had made possible for him also grew. Without major announcements and far from public attention, he supported social and sporting initiatives for years. His commitment followed the same attitude as his life as a whole: quiet, targeted, and sustainable. Estimates suggest he invested around $3 million in projects with a social focus. A significant portion of this sum flowed into programs to promote youth soccer in the Basque Country. The goal was to open up real opportunities for children and young people from modest backgrounds, not only sportingly, but also personally. Furthermore, he supported social projects in the areas of education and child aid. Here, too, it was not about image building, but about concrete help on the ground. For him, this commitment was not a duty or a strategy, but a natural continuation of his values. For him, responsibility does not end with one's own career, but begins precisely where one can give something back to the community. Away from soccer, Xabi Alonso has built a life that is just as stable as his career. Together with his wife, Nagore Aramburu, and their 3 children, he deliberately protects a private space far from the public. In social networks, he rarely shows insights, simple moments, travels, time together. For him, success is not measured by titles alone, but by inner peace and family stability. If you enjoyed this look behind the scenes, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and write in the comments which soccer player we should analyze next.